What's up guys, Bug here, and today I'll be bringing you all some of Resident Evil 2 Remake's latest news. If you haven't heard the news already, make sure you stick around so you can get some juicy flesh-eating details. If you haven't heard this news already, I would still love to know your thoughts and theories with the information that we have so far. So before I get into some details from the latest news for the RE2 Remake, I wanted to quickly go over the story for anybody who isn't familiar with it, without spoilers of course. In Resident Evil 2, the classic action, tense exploration, and puzzle-solving gameplay that defined the Resident Evil series returns. Players join rookie police officer Leon Kennedy and college student Claire Redfield 2 months after the events of the original Resident Evil game. Now, the pair are thrust together by a disastrous outbreak in Raccoon City that transformed its population into deadly zombies. Both Leon and Claire have their own separate playable campaigns, allowing players to see the story from both characters' perspectives. The fate of these two fan favorite characters is in players' hands as they work together. Now, in the latest issue of Japanese magazine Famitsu, development staff on the Resident Evil 2 remake noted that one of the most challenging aspects of remaking the game from the ground up was how they tackled Ada Wong. So this kind of gets my, Resident Evil senses going, because it's like, oh, okay, so if they're putting so much energy and focus into remaking Ada Wong, you know, what's happening there? Like, why are they putting so much focus on her? Excuse me. It makes me think that she's gonna have a huge part in the game, maybe even getting her own campaign, which makes me really excited. Now, as for Ada Wong, they have confirmed she will be a big part of the game, like I said. But outside of that, Capcom is reimagining her in a sense. So even when discussing the different character redesigns, they were careful to simply acknowledge her existence and then just move on to the next subject. I'm guessing whatever they have planned for her, they don't want to spoil it yet. They don't want to give any details. They want it to be perfect before they give us any more details or any footage or gameplay or trailer, or anything like that for Ada Wong. So she, of course, she will appear in the game, but the developers were coy about her. They didn't share anything about her appearance in the game. They said they worked very hard on her design, and it was really challenging. They were extremely particular about her, and finding her design was even more difficult than Claire's. She will be revealed at a later time. That's all we know for now. Now, as far as the controls, in an interview with GameIndustry.biz, Capcom announced it was making a few changes to its classic game, mentioning specifically the tank controls and changes to how the game handles. And they also go on to say the world has moved on and these players have changed, which I agree. If you played Resident Evil 1 through 3, you know about the tank controls. You know how sometimes it could be a little bit of frustrating. It could be kind of frustrating when you're going from point A to point B, and sometimes you have to constantly pull up your map because you get turned around when the camera's like constantly changing and stuff like that. It can be a little frustrating sometimes. Not to take away the fact that the game was still amazing and fun. Anyway, Capcom Europe COO Stuart Turner noted when asked about the company changing its elements of the game, such as removing the tank controls, he said, if we did introducing the old school mechanics, the fans might play it and actually decide it's not what they wanted after all. I agree with that, because especially new players coming into the game, they might not like those controls, because most people now who play third-person shooters or third-person horror games or whatever, like the Evil Within 2, Resident Evil 4, stuff like that, they're used to the over-the-shoulder camera. And going back to the roots of the fixed camera with the tank controls, a lot of people would probably be thrown off by that and not want to play the game. He also goes on to say, but we played around with a few things in development. We tried first person, we tried fixed camera, but the way the game has been designed, we decided that a third person view works better. So the response to that, the pre-orders we've seen already, we've been taken back by how well it's gone down. So coming from that, it looks like a lot of people are responding positively to the game being, over the shoulder. So that's a good thing. So as for the production of the RE2 remake, I got a few details for you guys before I go. So this one's this one is good for the speedrunners. It says no randomized elements and the game will be speedrunner friendly. So if you speed run the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It says Resident Evil 2 will be at TGS. The game is mostly finished, but just being polished now. I'm not sure if we're going to get a demo yet for the game, but we'll see. I'll let you guys know if I know anything. The game will ensure better replay value than Resident Evil 7. Capcom didn't want to go exactly for realism like Resident Evil 7, but kind of do like a sort of Hollywood look for the game. They said the puzzles will be realistic while respecting the original Resident Evil 2 title. And what they mean by that is, you know, for people who have played the game a billion times, you won't be able to just, you know, find the puzzle that you've seen in the original and think that you're going to just do it the exact same way. It's going to be changed up. So I'm pretty sure they're going for, you know, keeping things iconic, but also changing it up a little bit so that it still feels fresh. So after learning about the reimagining of Ada Wong, you know, her being part of the RE2 remake, a big part of it actually, and some of the changes being made to the game, what do you guys thought so far on the Resident Evil 2 remake? Let me know in the comments below. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next Resident Evil 2 remake update video as soon as I get some more juicy details.
This is not how I imagined my first day.
Due to the citywide outbreak, you are advised to take shelter at the Raccoon City Police Station. Free food and medical supplies will be provided to everyone in need.
Something's not right.
Stay back, sir. I got this.
What the? Is anyone here? Jesus. They're everywhere.
I'm giving you an order, rookie. You save yourself first.
Help me! Please!
What in God's name?
PlayStation